Hey, what is going on guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video, and in today's video I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to get more kills in Fortnite, or just how to increase the amount of kills that you're getting here in Season 8. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I'm going to be giving away some V-Bucks at 130,000 subscribers. So if you guys want a chance to win some V-Bucks, all you have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, turn on my notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And like I said, as soon as I reach 130,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away some V-Bucks, so make sure you guys enter the giveaway. And as well, if you guys want to add me and support me as a creator in the item shop, all you have to do is go over to the item shop, go down to support a creator, type in my code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. I really do appreciate everyone who does. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, like I said, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to get more kills here in Fortnite. And for the gameplay I have in the background, I dropped 22 kills. And this gameplay was literally like a day or two before they took out stretch res, so there isn't siphon, I'm not getting HP or mats per kill. But I still did have stretch res, which is something that I wish they would bring back, or at least have an FOV slider or something, because the FOV on native is really bad. But anyways, so when you want to go for high kill games, there's a few things that you want to keep in mind, and a few things that you want to do every single time when you're going for high kill games. And so the first thing I'd like to say is, if you want to go for high kill games, you kind of want to have a goal in mind on how many kills you want. If you want to try to go for 10 kills in a game, maybe if you're already getting 10, you want to try to go for 12, 13 kills, maybe even 14, 15, or even if you want to try to get 18, 19, or even 20 plus, maybe even a 30 plus if you feel like you want to just try to go for that kind of number. So you definitely want to have an idea of the kind of amount of kill that you want to get, because you definitely have to play a lot different, and your playstyle has to be a lot different according to the amount of kill that you want to get. A lot of the same things still apply, but you still have to keep in mind when you're going for maybe a 12 kill game, you are able to play a little bit slower than you would if you're going for a 30, because a 30 bomb you have to be all out rushing everyone, playing as fast as possible. If you're going for like a 12 or 13 kill, you can play a little bit slower, give or take, so you are able to change up your playstyle just a little bit based on the amount of kills that you want to go to. So if you're going for maybe a 10 plus kill win, maybe 10 to 13 kills, about that kind of area, honestly you can go to a lot of different places. You can go to Pleasant Park, Salty, Retail, Tilted. You can go to a lot of different areas, because if you're going for like a 30 kill, I wouldn't recommend going Pleasant. Maybe Salty, depending. I don't really know. I probably personally wouldn't go Salty, but maybe you might be able to pull it off. Places like Pleasant and areas like that, you probably would not want to go there for a kind of kill like that. But if you're going for like a 10 to 13 kill, you can go to Pleasant Park, because there is a lot of really good loot there. And as well, after you finish killing everyone, you can get a good amount of mats, and there's a couple of vending machines. So coming out of Pleasant Park, there's not going to be a ton of people. Maybe you can pick off 2 or 3 people off spawn, which is a good amount, because a lot of times nowadays I'm only picking off like 5 people off spawn, which is honestly a good amount if you want to go for a decent amount kill game. And this one I ended up having like 7 kills, which definitely played a huge advantage, because I had 7 kills with 46 people left. So it did play a huge role in allowing me to drop 22 kills in this game, because I was playing pretty fast off spawn in a way. I did have 46 people left, and as well I was able to pick off 7 just right off the spawn, so that definitely did allow me to drop the 22 kills in this game. And also, one thing that I did forget to mention, game mode does play a huge role on the amount of kills you're going to be able to drop, just because in the recent updates they did add reboot vans so people can revive their teammates. And of course that is going to play a huge role in exactly how many people are going to be left in your game, because you are going to have a little bit more than you normally would, just because some people are going to get revived off spawn. And so if you're playing in a game mode like solos, reboot vans are not even really a thing, because you can't revive yourself. So in a game mode like solos, it is going to be a little bit harder to drop a higher kill game than other words if you're in a duos or squads, just because of that solo reason alone. And as well, there is a few other reasons why I think people would be more alive in a duo or squad game, because there's going to be a lot more people on that team alive than in the solo games. If you're coming out of spawn, there's only going to be 1 guy left, so there's going to be typically on average a lot less people in a solo game than in a duos or squads. So that is something to keep in mind. So going for like a 20 kill game in solos is going to be much more difficult than I think personally if you're playing a duos or a squads game. And once you have the amount of kills that you want to get in mind, and say if you want to go for, I would say anywhere from like a 14 to a 16, maybe even 17 is definitely a higher kill game that I'd say in my opinion, but like I would say even from a 13 to 16 kill range, and places that you want to land are pretty limited because you want to go places like Tilted, Retail, and maybe Salty, give or take, depending on how fast you rotate or where you rotate to, because from those locations you want to have a really good rotation, because those are one of the best locations to go to have really good rotations off of. There's a lot of really good places you can go next to, because from when I usually go Retail, I either hit Dusty or I hit Salty, which is a lot of the times going to be those areas where you're going to find a lot of people in the mid game. And I guess nowadays you can find people really anywhere, but just those locations are usually the places that you're going to find the most amount of people, which you always want to give yourself the best chance to find the most amount of people. So I feel like a lot of the problem is just finding a lot of people. It's not really just winning the gunfights most of the time, because honestly winning a lot of gunfights can be very difficult, but I've had time and time again where I'm just not dropping the amount of kills that I want just because I'm not finding the amount of people that I want to find in order to drop those high kill games. So that's definitely been a huge problem. So just rotating to a really good spot, maybe rotating off spawn to those big name areas, is going to allow you to get yourself a really good chance of finding the most amount of people in your game. And for me personally, I've been carrying most of the time 2 heals. I've been carrying like bandages and some minis, some shields like that. But honestly, if you really wanted to, you could even carry gliders so you can rotate faster along the map. That is something that I did every single time before they took out the HP and mats per kill. But honestly, I feel like you could even rock the gliders and still have a really good chance of having a good amount of shield if you play it correctly. So rocking something like that to rotate around the map quickly can actually help you drop a lot more high kill games. Because keep in mind, if you're going into gunfights and you're constantly getting knocked down almost all of your shield, losing a lot of mats, in turn, even though you are pushing quicker using the gliders, it could cost you in the long run, because it's really going to slow you down, costing you time to find heals. Maybe you have to go to a campfire nearby, or maybe you even have to, even just taking heals, it takes a little bit more time and as well farming more mats. So even though you are rotating a little bit quicker, if you're coming out of those gunfights losing all of your materials, losing all of your shields, in the long run, it's really going to slow you down and not allow you to drop those really high kill games. So even in gunfights, try and avoid taking a lot of damage, and burning through a lot of mats is really going to speed up how fast you're able to rotate from team to team. So doing something like that could be very beneficial. So even just carrying 2 heals could actually in turn be a little bit faster. So that's why I do carry 2 heals. But a lot of times you can, even if you're really good at just avoiding damage and stuff like that, you can rock just 1 heal and some gliders and then be able to pick off more kills that way. And in the games that I've played, there's been so many games where I've only maybe had like 3 kills off spawn, or maybe even less than that, 2 kills off spawn. Going into the mid game, maybe picking off like 2 or 3 guys, not even that much, maybe have like 6 or 7 kills, maybe even 8. But going into the end game, to be honest with you guys, I've had so many games where I haven't had really that many kills off spawn in the mid game, but absolutely went off in the late game and ended up with like 15, 16, or even 17 kills, just because in the end game I was playing really aggressive, because that's when I had mats, that's when I had HP, and I was just rushing every single player that I could, and I was able to pick off a lot of people. So even though you don't get a lot of kills maybe in the early or mid game, you still have a good chance to make up the amount of kills in the late game. And this is very true in a lot of the games that I played. I even had a 30 bomb on my channel where I only came out of Tilted with 3 kills. Going into mid game, I was like 3 kills and 36 people left, and I was still somehow able to drop 30 kills in that gameplay, which is absolutely insane. And so you don't even need a ton of kills off spawn to drop a lot of kills, but definitely getting a lot of kills off spawn is a huge help, but it isn't required. So even in the early game, if you play a little bit slower and just try to get as many mats as you can, and just get a good amount of mats, a good amount of HP before you challenge the next team, it might actually work out in your benefit, and you can still drop a lot of kills going into the late game, because that's the time you're going to be stacked. You're going to have a lot of HP and mats, and that's when you're going to play the most aggressive. So you can still even get a lot of kills in your game, even break your kill record by playing not even the fastest in the early game or even mid game, and just really going off in the late game. So that's just something you guys can do. So even if you aren't picking off a lot of people during the game, going into the end game, that is the time where you can pop off for a lot more kills than you normally could, because a lot of people in the late game aren't even going to be challenging each other. So if you're the one challenging, you're going to have a lot of kills that are available to you as long as you push really really aggressive and able to pick off those kills. And with that being said, that's about for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, hope you guys liked it, and if you guys could drop a like on this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my notifications to be notified for every single new video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.